So today we're gonna talk about what we call how chips have been fabricated. Let us see the chip fabrication process. Let me go into the Google and type chip fabrication process. And it is, let me go for the Wikipedia. So first we go to this one. Semiconductors chip device fabrication is the process used to manufacture semiconductor devices. The metal oxide semiconductor devices used in the integrated circuit chips that are present in everyday electrical and electronic devices. It is a multiple step sequence of photolithographic and chemical processing steps such as surface passivation, thermal oxidation, planar diffusion, junction isolation, during which electronic circuits are gradually created on a wafer made of pure semiconductor material. Silicon is always used, but various compound semiconductors are used for specialized applications. So, semiconductor device fabrication is a very advanced method and it is very rarely available in our world and it is a very costly facility. Our transistors, our transistors are made from silicon, that is the basic building block of any computer chip. So transistors operate on zeros and ones. There are two types of transistor present in this world, that is the NPN transistor and the CMOS transistors. We use the MOS transistor because it has some greater capabilities as compared to the other transistors in the world, and the fabrication is possible on the metal oxide semiconductor. So what it is, it has a sequence of steps that it goes through. So first of all, we have to get a pure silicon, that is a silica that we have to extract. We have to wafer it. We have to create a wafer like thing. So it is shaped like that in this one. Let us go to the other paragraph. The entire manufacturing process from start to package chip ready for shipment takes 6 to 8 weeks and is performed in highly specialized semiconductors fabrication plant, also called foundries or labs. So what I am told, they have fab labs in the world. There are in Taiwan, there are in China, there are in South Korea, and some in USA. In USA, we have the Fab Lab in Hillsboro in Oregon. The Intel foundries have their Fab Lab in Hillsboro in Oregon. So we are heading towards the semiconductor technology, the 7 nanometer. So what it is, it's a transistor size. No, it is not a transistor size, but I basically think it's the channel length, that is the 7 nanometer technology. So in transistor, we have the substrate and the two source and the drain. Substrate is of different than the drain and the source. Like if it is a p-type substrate, then the drain and source should be the n-type substrate. So that's a semiconductor physics you have to study. We'll cover that in another lecture, but my topic is today is about what are the fabrication process. So fabrication process starts with silicon. I already told a cylindrical silicon ingot is formed and then it is sliced into some circular things. So what happens in the next process? List of steps. We will go to the list of steps. There is a wet cleans, like the wafer has been cleaned by solvents such as acetone, trichloroethylene and ultra pure water. So the surface should be smooth of the wafer so that there is no contamination of other particles into the wafer. It has the surface passivation. It has the photolithography. Lithography is a technique through which we can mask what we can give the shape of transistors on a wafer. We can mask the transistor layout through light on a semiconductor wafer. Photolithography is of two types: the positive photoresist and the negative photoresist. That we talk in another lecture. We will make another lecture for it. It has an ion implantation. The ions have been implanted into the wafer. You know, the transport of charges in a silicon takes place due to the extra charges that are available. For the extra charges, we have to do a process called ion implantation. Then we have to selectively etch the areas by using the dry etching, wet etching. There are so many processes. We will go through each of them in the next videos. After the chip has been fabricated by through various steps, let us take out chip fabrication steps. Chip fabrication steps. So we'll go through this one. So these are the basic fundas of process chip fabrication steps. First is lithography. The lithography is the process for pattern definition by applying thin uniform layers of viscous liquid, that is the photoresist that I had already told, on the wafer surface. The photoresist is hardened by baking and then selectively removed by projection of light through a radical containing mask information. And etching is basically removing the unwanted material from the surface of the wafer selectively, the things that we want on the wafer to conduct electricity. And deposition has been done like of charges through two processes called the physical vapor deposition and the chemical vapor deposition. Then we have the oxidation, through which we can form the layers on the silicon of silicon dioxide and the polysilicon that is needed. That why it is needed, I will talk in another lecture and in another video, and I will make a separate video for each of them. It is just an overview that how a VLSI process works, how it's Fab Lab, how we know the things are going on in today's world. So these are the process steps. Thank you. That's for the video. If you like the video, just like it, and if you want to share some knowledge about it, I will try to comment and I will give you answers in the comment box.